Kings and queens, your majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for returning. Trust you and yourself well, and you're loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you my esteemed subscribers. You are loved, celebrated, and of course appreciated. Yeah, we're talking about Kenya accepting yet another loan, a fresh one. We're all aware that Kenya is sitting on debt, just like other African countries, except the Sahel. All our democratically elected leadership, or what have you, are sitting on debts. And Kenya is still accepting a fresh loan. You talk about Kenya and talk about the weakness of Africa. Okay? You talk about regions, I don't know. Sometimes the question is, why are our leaders like this? Why are they like this? It's like receiving fresh loans have become a competition among democratically elected leaders in Africa. Before you sit and stand up, they've received a loan, a fresh one, and then they are just moving up and down like a prostitute. This loan they are collecting is from different nations. Today they are in China, tomorrow they are in America, next tomorrow they are in Britain, the other time they are in Germany, another time they are in France. Now they are delving towards Asian countries. Okay? They are delving towards Japan. I think some few days ago, I was asking a question here. The question I asked was, I see how Japan is befriending Africa now. I'm not talking about China. No, I'm not talking about China. I'm talking about Japan. That of China, there's been a long-term relationship between African countries and China. It's been a while. Now I'm talking about Japan. Okay? um Japan is beginning to love Africa in a way that I'm feeling so uneasy about this thing. Oh. Now, why do you think I'm feeling uneasy? They are loving you all of a sudden, and you're just jumping into collecting money from them. The ones you collect from China, you've not paid. The ones you collect from America, the ones you collect from France, the one you collect from other European bodies, you have not paid. You are going for loans from Japan. A very recent video I saw, the Japanese, I think Ramaphosa visited, the president of South Africa visited I think so, he visited Japan, and they welcomed him with a song, a beautiful song. I think he was so happy. I just hope that whatever he went for there is not something that is at the detriment of South Africans. Okay, and like I was saying, Kenya collected a fresh loan.
Now I truly understand why the people of Kenya are so disappointed in their government, and some of them are even asking for their president to resign. Just few days ago, Kenya took another loan from Japan, 169 million US dollars. That's roughly 4.7 billion Kenyan shillings. And the purpose of the loan is for green automotive technologies and also to fix their massive power transmission losses. This sounds good on paper, right? But here is where everything gets real. As of August 2025, we are still in August 2025, Kenya's total public debt is sitting at around 11.5 trillion Kenyan shillings. That's roughly 93 billion US dollars. And this total amount makes up 66.9 of the country's GDP. Let me break it down a bit. In every 100 shillings that Kenya makes, about 67 shillings is already owed as debt. This is a huge burden on the government, because when the debt is so high, the government spends more on interest and loan repayment, and very little is left for creating of jobs, for schools, healthcare, and other things. And what would the government do next? They will increase taxes on literally everything. And who will suffer? The people will suffer for the decisions of the government. So this is the reason why Kenyans are so disappointed in their government, because truly it's crazy. Already a lot of Kenyans are already complaining of high taxes on literally everything. Basic commodities, fuel, everything, even their salaries, taxes have gone up. So tell me why the people of Kenya will not be angry? Well, this is the kind of governance we have in Africa.
Oh, Your Majesties, quite an unfortunate situation. As a country who is sitting on a debt of 93 billion US dollar is accepting 169 billion in US dollar from Japan. So what are we saying? We are saying that life will still be harder for Kenyans. It's hard as it is, or harder as it is, but I think just imagine that it's going to be more. It will be more. When we were talking about UN migrating officers to Kenya, Kenyans were happy that it's an opportunity for them. They will have job opportunities. They are willing to go work as servants for these people in their homes. So I believe that's why they say it's an opportunity for them. Well-meaning Kenyans analyzed the whole thing and they got to see that it's never for the interest of the Africans, especially the poor ones. Okay, those who are poor in Kenya will be poorer, and those who have been living well before, something will happen. Why? Because these people coming will affect the economy. The way you live before, normally the prices of things, they will come increase the price of everything because they will not even have the bargaining power. Why? Because they are coming with the US dollar. So it will even reduce the value of the currency the more. And we are beginning to see that Ruto is delving towards Japan, incurring more debts on the nation. And when he steps down, he hands over these debts to the new elected leader. Because he came to power and made debt, he will hand over debt to the next leader. This is democracy for you. Will this money be used for the reason why this money was collected? This is another question. And this is the reason why African countries keep sinking in debt. Because they have democratically elected leaders who they are wired in a way that the moment they see money, their interest is to siphon this money for their own self. And that's exactly the question I asked here when we're talking about Botswana. You know, what is it? Botswana making a deal of some good amount of billions in US dollar with an Arab body. The question I asked was, if this money is not used judiciously, that is Botswana selling their whole life to this Arab nation. This is exactly what happens. Now, when this money comes, oh, we want to collect this money to do this. It sounds so sweet. It sounds like the leadership has interest of the people. It sounds like, okay, this is what a good leader would do. When the opportunity is not there, liaise with sovereign nations, ask them to give you some amount of money in advance, do what you want to do and pay back gradually. It sounds so good. It sounds, of course, nothing is wrong with it. That's the best thing to do. But the moment this money is not used for what it is collected for, that is more debt incurred. Because definitely there's no way that the money will be paid back accordingly, since the money was not used for what it was meant for. Yes, they will do some things, yeah. So it will be like they are in line with the reason why they're collecting these debts, or these loans rather. And then at the end, they are not meeting up. The next leader the leader is coming with a huge debt already on ground. And these people don't care. They care about themselves. After all, the debt wasn't from them. They do their own, incur more, and drop for the next one coming. How would this system work if this chain is not broken? Because it's like it's a chain. It continues like that. If this chain is not broken, how would democracy work? That was why the Sahel leaders, the moment they took power, they began to pay the debt that they were owing. And then some of you sit down there and say that these are dictators. You open your mouth and say they are dictators. You open your mouth and pray that something happens to them, they do not succeed. Or you open your mouth and say that they are bad, they are this, they are killing people, killing your Fulani men and women. The moment they came to power, the first thing they did was to make that sacrifice, take the pain, pay the debts that the nations were owing. Because they do not want to have anything in connection with these Western bodies. They paid their debts to Europe and America. And that's why they had the power to say, okay, we don't want you here again, get out. There was nothing that they could hold on them because they paid their debts. When you are owing someone, why will you have the mouth to open your mouth to say something? You wouldn't. And we talk about Kenya, we talk about Nigeria. Nigeria is sitting on debt. Nigeria is the only country that will go and collect debt, collect loan to pay salaries. Did you hear that? Maybe you didn't hear me well. I am saying that I don't know if other African countries do this. I've not come across it. But it's possible they do because their giant is doing it, right? Nigeria, the government will go collect loan to pay salaries to, their senators. It is in Nigeria alone that the senators are so selfish that something is happening to the masses who voted them. But they will prefer that the masses die, but their salaries continue. And do you know that the Nigerian Senate are one of the senates that are paying the highest in the whole world? We did that breakdown here. A lot of persons have questioned this, but these senators are refusing that the government reduce their salaries. Every month they have allowances for everything, even for a set of cushions. Who in this life changes their set of cushions every month? The Nigerian Senate has allowances for those things. The son of one governor in Nigeria came at one time and was bitter. He was saying that the salaries of the senators and House of Rep members should be reduced. And you see the way they came out at this young man, you will not believe it. He's also one of them. I think he's in the House of Rep. But he said that their salary should be reduced. They came out on him. He should better keep short. He's a small boy. What does he know? These old men who are seated there, senators and what we call them, they are happy that the masses that voted them can die, go to hell. But they want to swim in their money. It's unfortunate. This is the leadership we have. And that's why you see when we talk about change of government or things changing, and then people ask questions of when would the coup happen in Nigeria? There are a lot of forces in Nigeria that will not allow a coup happen. A lot of forces in Nigeria that will not allow the change happen. From the military themselves to the politicians, they're not going to allow that to happen. So it's not even the problem of the president or those closest to the president. Is everywhere because the generals know what they get every month to calm down. When this whole Sahel thing started, you begin to see how the love that they're always sharing to this general. So why would this general want this love to stop coming? And then sit there say you want to start a freedom fighting. It takes a man or a woman that have the people at heart to make the sacrifices that the Sahel leaders are making. So before you wake up or open your mouth or have a bad dream, waking up, opening your mouth to insult the Sahel leaders, you have to sit and analyze a whole lot of things. I told you from the beginning, they were ready to die. These are people who have their people at heart, so dying was not a problem to them. They were ready. And that's why they did what they need to do. What needed to be done for their nations to be liberated from the hold of neo-colonialism, the wicked men and women who keep hunting around African countries to just destroy them and take their resources. What do you think about the situation? Leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section. I'll see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others. Stay safe, stay positive, always your majesties. Bye for now.